Welcome back to my kitchen, everyone. On the menu today, we have for you cottage pie. Stay tuned. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. So the first thing I'm going to do is boil my potatoes. Now I have about 6 large potatoes here that I've cut into small pieces, and I'm going to just add some salt water to it and let it boil. Now the mince that I'm using 2 mince. Now this is my take on a cottage pie. So I'm using a beef mince and a turkey mince. Now let's get started. So in a pan, I'm just gonna heat just a little bit of butter, and I'm also gonna add in some minced garlic. Now I let this saute for about a minute, then I'm gonna go in and add my chopped onions. Now guys, as I said before, this is my take on a cottage pie. It's not the traditional cottage pie, but you know how we do it in Shellz Kitchen. We do things our way, or we do things to suit our own taste buds. So yeah, so all I'm doing now, I'm just gonna add both of my mince. Now all I'm gonna do is just lightly season my mince. Now I'm using roughly about a teaspoon of my Maggi chicken seasoning. Now I'm just gonna break up the mince just to get it all evenly distributed around the pot, because you want to try and break up your mince, because then what happens is it tends to just clump together, and just, yeah, that's when you just have those big massive pieces. So I do like to go in and just use my spoon and break up that mince as much as I can. Now once I did this, I went in and I added another teaspoon of the chicken seasoning. I'm also gonna add a teaspoon of garlic granules. I'm gonna add about 1/4 teaspoon of my ground allspice, and about 1/2 teaspoon of my smoked paprika. Now I do like to separate my onions and into 2 batches, because I think the first batch goes, when you fry it with the mince, it just brings out the flavor even more. So I'm just adding in a little bit more, so I use 2 medium onions in total. I'm also gonna add some mixed peppers that, you know me, I use frozen mixed peppers majority of the time. So I'm just gonna add in some of those, and I'm using the chopped tomatoes with herbs. Now once I added in the tomatoes, I just went ahead and filled the tin with some water and just added to my mince, just for extra liquid and for this to cook more thoroughly. Now I left this on a medium simmer for about 10 to 12 minutes. Now at this point I tasted the pot, and you know, when you taste your pot and it need a little help, so I went in and I added a chicken bouillon cube. Now I'm using most things chicken, because you know what, I utilize what I have in my cupboard. Now I also went in with about a tablespoon of sugar, and that's just because sometimes when you use the tin tomatoes, they do have a really tartness to them, so just the sugar to just help to balance that out. Now I went in with about a cup of my frozen mixed veg, and I'm also gonna add some dried mixed herb. Now you know this can't be a cottage pie without a good old bestow gravy, so I'm just added in a tablespoon of my bestow gravy granules, and what this does, it just helps to thicken that gravy up and just add bags and bags more flavor. Now once I did this, I covered it and I just let it simmer for about another 5 minutes, and hey, mince is ready. Now all I'm doing is just removing the thyme sticks. Now for my potato, all I'm gonna do is just add butter and some milk at the moment, and I'm just gonna use my potato crusher and crush it. Now guys, I don't really like my potato just really smooth. I do like just tiny little bits of, you know, chunks of potato in my mash. So yeah, I'm not gonna really mash it out smoothly. Now what I do like to add to my potato is some cheese. So I'm just going in with some mature cheddar and some red Leicester. For just a little taste, I'm adding in my garlic and herb mayo. Now I added about 2 tablespoons of this. Now this is completely optional. Now once all that's done, let's get this pie prepared. So in my oven proof dish, I'm just gonna add the mince to the bottom and just add the potato to the top. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for coming. If you haven't yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on your post notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook and TikTok at Shellz Homestyle Kitchen. Thank you so much for my returning subscribers. Your support is absolutely amazing. I really appreciate it. Now just make sure when you put on your potato, you just carefully just, you know, push it around. You know, sometimes when you put it down, it drops in, you know, big clunks. So just use your spoon and gently just, you know, work it all over that meat. Make sure you cover everything because when you put it in the oven, it does tend to boil over. Now this is completely optional as well, but I do like to add more cheese on top, just a thin layer, just for a little prettiness. You know, I'm extra like that. I do like to add a little bit of parsley and some paprika, you know, just to make the cheese, you know, pretty. Now once I finished this, I placed it in my oven for about 15 to 20 minutes on a gas mark number 5, and after that, baby, your cottage pie is ready. Now once I took it out of the oven, I did let it sit for about 10 minutes because, you know, it's piping hot. Now look at my cottage pie, guys. Like, whoa, I'm telling you, the flavors of the beef and the turkey is absolutely amazing. I do know that some people like to mix beef and pork, but I like to, you know, be a bit different and mix a little bit of beef and turkey. Now this was absolutely delicious. Can I say delicious? Listen, all you need to do is just get yourself a spoon. Well, me, I call it the shovel. My friend call it. Yep, just get that ready. Now you can serve this up with a little bit of veg on the side, but hey, me, I was just ready to go in. So there it is, guys, my take on cottage pie. Now thank you so much for watching, and as usual, to aim high, work hard but smart, because the sky's the limit and only you can limit yourself. Catch you in the next video, guys. Bye.